Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin, taking a look at what's been going on most recently and what I would expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you'll be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now if you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, so why not go ahead and check it out today. Okay guys, let's waste no more time and let's jump right on down into this. Right, so here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're on the hourly chart and Binance is our data source here, and you know, we have been tracking this move to the upside. Okay, a little bit unexpected for many, but you know, we are actually still targeting out 33,024. We were actually thinking of a double top at one point, just coming back over to this side at 31,460, but we moved past that. That was good to see. We moved up a little bit further. We were pulling back down. Now all of this is corrective so far, and I'm going to go through why I think we've still got a little bit more room to the upside in these final hours for Bitcoin, in this end game of Bitcoin before we pull back down. Okay, and we've had a couple of resets, so we might end up with a little bit of a surge to the upside first. Okay, so we can see here we have a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 I've put here, but it is quite possible this is wave 3, wave 4 going into wave 5. Okay, and if we take a look, we kind of got, I think this is a sub-wave count that would work. So we go up 1, 2, go up for 3, 4, and then 5, right? So we have that 5-wave move inside there. And I'm also kind of expecting a 1-to-1 ratio here with our wave 1. Okay, so if I were to grab the top of our wave 1 and I grab the bottom of our wave 1 and I just grab this fib and I move it over to this recent low, you know, we are talking about moving up towards this $33,371. Okay, now if we get perfect wave counts, it might be higher than this. And for the most part, you know, if we actually take a 1 to this ratio just here, you can see that typical would be between 32,400 and 32,800, right? But I think we are probably actually going to be heading right up to this level here. But it is also possible that we end up with this kind of structure right here. We move on up a little bit further, we pull back down and do this. But we don't know that for certain. Okay, that's kind of hopium, I guess, that you're going to go up a little bit higher before we pull back down. I think it's good to really be focusing in on this level here, which is our macro 1-to-1 ratio with this entire move. It's basically a big 3-3-5 correction. We've been talking about this move up for weeks, right? So it's an unusual for us. We're always targeting out these kind of high areas, although I did think a double top was more probable, but since we pushed past that, puts the original target back in play, 33,000. Okay, so knowing this, knowing that this is a structure that is corrective, this is not the start of an impulsive structure. I mean, it could be, but it's unusual that it would be. It would basically be a 3-3-5 corrective structure, meaning that we still pull back down. All of this is inside a fourth wave on our macro scale as well. So our target is up there at 33,000 before we get the reversal. Now, if I bring the stochastic RSI into play here and just zoom in, you can see that we're oversold here on the hourly chart. You can see right the way down at the bottom, oversold. Okay, so we've reset. We've got to look for a big move to the upside here. And we've actually resetting the 4-hourly. Now we can, of course, pull back down and reverse. We don't have to go all the way to the oversold area. So we should be thinking potentially that we are, you know, looking for that last little surge to the upside. The 8-hourly, however, is of course, you know, overbought, and the daily is, of course, overbought. Okay, in quite a big way. So we know that there's a bigger pullback that's going to happen on the macro scale because of the daily. It needs to have a correction to the downside. And, you know, essentially, this is going to be the one last push for the hourly, the 4-hourly stochastics, to show us that the momentum is, you know, shifting around. Now, we can, of course, take a look at the volume side of things as well. And here you can see when we get volume coming in here for Bitcoin, it tends to be in the selling side of things, right? There's a little bit of green volume putting the market pushed up a little bit, but for the most part, you know, retail investors aren't that interested. Okay, if you take all of those outliers away and you actually just look at the meat of the volume, okay, what do you see? Well, you see that the volumes are actually reasonably low. They're not exactly very, very good. And you've got all of these kind of spikes to the upside. These are what I would believe to be bigger players kind of pushing the price of Bitcoin around a little bit, either push it up or push it down, depending on what kind of positions open up to what kind of liquidity they can grab. But essentially the meat of the bones is actually all at the bottom here. you know, we haven't got any kind of really good volume. And I don't know if I could actually show you this. Yeah, but it's actually on the daily, actually. So if I show you this on the hourly here as well, you can really see that there are a couple pockets of green volumes and red volumes and stuff like that. But this volume itself, you know, isn't anything to kind of be, you know, shouting about. It's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination. And if I bring it up into a 4-hourly, and just to give us a bit of an idea and a bit of context here, this is the kind of volume that you look at when you're actually moving up in a really strong way versus the volume that we're looking at over here, right? You can kind of see how noticeable this is in comparison, right? And so we got to understand that the volumes aren't brilliant right now, and you know, it is actually being controlled by maybe just a couple of, I guess, parties really that are pushing that price. Let me actually just move that off there for a sec, and we'll come back into our chart here. So yeah, for the most part, we are looking pretty interesting. Now, let's bring this up into the 8-hourly. You can see that we are in this corrective pattern. We have are still talking about 22,900. Now, technically speaking, it is possible that we've reversed already, and this is now the reversal. We're not going down any lower. That would be incredibly unusual, and it would be unusual because of the structure of how this has actually kind of played out. We've had 5 waves down, and we're actually tracking, rather than like a straight kind of impulsive structure going straight up, we've got corrective structure going up. So basically that is telling me that this is more likely going to be a zigzag pattern, and we actually should be targeting out these low areas. Sometimes it's easy to forget about the structure of what's sitting in the background. But essentially, this pattern that's playing out on the macro is a zigzag pattern, and it is inside a C wave, which means we could have ended with 5 waves here. That is also very possible that it's a 3-3-5, but it would be unusual to only stop where it has. And we are seeing the corrective structure on the bounce rather than anything else above and beyond that. So pulling back down is also something that is highly likely, considering the position of the daily stochastic RSI, the 8-hourly stochastic, and the 4-hourly and the hourly just bouncing around a little bit now as FOMO kicks in is fine. But we are still looking for this $22,900 range to complete our 5th wave low, which would actually pretty much put us into so it's not a zigzag, sorry, but put us into that kind of 5th wave low. At the moment, we've only had 3 wave down, and we're in the 4th wave. And unless we move higher than $36,500, we basically do remain inside this corrective 5-wave structure, and therefore we want to be, you know, really paying attention to that drop towards 22,900. A bounce was very much due, but you know, we should be thinking about this rug about to get pulled beneath people's feet, and we want to be very, really cautious about potentially trading at this particular point in time. Although that last little move to the upside could be pretty lucrative, it does come with additional risks because the drop to the downside is quite significant with a minimal amount to the upside. But of course, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I see it. But if you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.